fun?
Woo!
Are y'all having fun? Right side. Left side. Left side wins. I'll try again later.
From our side, this is the left.
Damn. Why is it around?
There's no rights and wrongs, only rights and lefts.
John Abraham has no time for your mind games.
That was a good one, though.
Someone is using their full brain today.
Full brain, full brain.
Well, welcome.
Small row. Welcome, you guys. Oh, no,
Thank
go,
you.
John, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just getting ready.
Oh, get ready. Okay. Well, you know who these people are, so no introduction is needed. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
I don't know these people. Can you introduce me?
All right, everybody get your ID out.
Everybody, let's go around the room. What's your names?
Oh.
You know.
Oh. Well, I'm Smokey.
Yeah.
Clint Howard is my name, and that was the role that Damien asked me to do in Terrifier 3. So it's wonderful to be here. Thank Damien.
Hi. How are you? I'm David Thornton, and I play Art.
I'm Samantha Scaffidi, and I play Victoria Hayes.
I'm Amelie McLain, and I play Little Pale Girl.
I'm John Abrahams, and I play Dennis from Ironside Demo. And I also would like to thank Damien for allowing us to all be part of this.
Thank you, Damien.
Yay. Even though he's not here, he's here in spirit.
Yes.
Because he's busy writing part 4 right now.
Always.
There's going to be a part 4?
What?
Shit. Spoiler alert.
They already announced me I'm coming back.
What is it, decorative candle or something? They peeled you like a grape.
As a ghost.
As a ghost.
Ghost, a force ghost.
Right. All the victims will appear as ghosts behind artists dragged to hell.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm guessing a couple of you might have a question or two. Oh, there's a gentleman in the back.
Which one was your favorite kill?
Me? Oh, okay. Hi. My favorite kill was Santa. That was my favorite kill of the whole thing. I thought it's just all kinds of grotesque, but also just over the top funny in a lot of ways, making him into a human snowman. So that was kind of fun for me. I felt like a Batman villain, and we're actually going to take it further in the movie, but we didn't have enough time. I was gonna light coal on fire and shove it into his eye sockets. And we just literally ran out of time that day, so at least we were able to do the carrot in the nose. But it was like, it's a crazy kill, so I love that one. That whole entire scene was just the most fun I've ever had filming on set. We just had a lot of fun that week, I would say. So yeah, that's my favorite part.
Do any of the other cast have a favorite that they watch? I'm sure.
Vicky's favorite was Bobby. Bobby.
Dennis.
Dennis, Bobby.
Lock that up.
You know, I said Bobby. I saw you sign Bobby on someone's
What the hell kind of
movie, Samantha?
Actually, that's my favorite movie, scary movie. True back.
Appreciate
yes.
it.
Vicky's favorite kill was that kill, obviously. She had a lot of fun doing that.
Definitely. I heard they're making action figures of that scene, so that we come
Funko
together.
Pops. Funko
Hey!
Oh, that had layers to that. That was good.
Thank
That was
you.
good. I approved. Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right. Who else has a question? Oh, way back there.
Hi. Barbara was based on Damien's mom, yes?
I think so in some ways. Yeah.
I think he's mentioned that there's flavors of his sisters and his mother in some of these characters.
Mhm.
I
But
was just rewatching it and noticed, right, that she's like the only real painless kill. Like, she doesn't know what's happening. Everybody else gets tortured and played with, but Barbara is just.
Plus, she got mashed potatoes too. So
Yeah.
bonus.
I wonder if that was partly because of how she was being based on whatever Damien say based on her mom.
I think he just wanted to shock people. Like, okay, oh wow, but now she bring back the gun again.
But maybe it was like a subconscious, like,
Yeah,
it was based off his mother, and he like
Yeah,
subconsciously didn't want to like
maybe.
destroy her.
I thought it was mind blowing myself. It was a blast. Yeah. There was that room
Look at
was-
your shot. Come on.
Yeah. Only took one.
Damn, you guys are
Yeah. But that was a very messy kill too. That they actually used a shotgun and shot this fake head, and they put like hamburger meat all inside of it and everything like that. And I was at the trailer hanging out while they were filming, so I heard the boom, and I'm like, oh, there it goes. And about 2 or 3 minutes later, our DP George comes running into the house like in a panic. He's like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh no, 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 no. I'm like, oh God, someone got shot. No. It's just the meat went everywhere and got all inside the camera equipment and stuff like that. So he's like having to clean out all the
And it's his camera.
Yeah, it was the rental one that they spent like,
Oh,
part
that's his
2.
camera.
No, and it's been like thousands upon $1,000 renting this thing. He's like, oh God. So I've never seen George move so fast in my life. I was like, oh, so you can move fast. But then I went and saw what happened in the room, and there was meat everywhere. Like on the ceilings behind where it just went blah everywhere. They did not expect it just to explode like that. So that I thought that was just a wicked kill myself. So yeah.
And in the end, it was kind of sad. They kind of built her up where you kind of hated her. She's screaming and slapping, and then there's the moment on the phone. I love you. Oh,
It's like,
and then they blew her head off.
Yeah. I wanted to take the mashed potato bit a little bit further too, but Damien didn't let me. I wanted to put a little happy face in the mashed potato. He's like, that's just wrong. Can't do that. Watch me.
You also wanted, you guys had another idea for Brooke's boyfriend when you cut that off?
Oh.
I don't know. I just. Oh, you're talking about the balloon animals. Yes, yeah. I wanted to make his meat into a balloon animal. Yeah. And Damien's like, there's no way you're getting that anywhere near Art's mouth. He's like, you know what people will do to that with memes? I'm like, oh, good point.
All right, do we have some? Oh, right over.
Just because there's so many people and I love the movie and I love 90% of the actors in there. How was it working with Susan Sarandon, and is Sean Penn as crazy as he's purported to be?
Oh my God, that's a great question and a good one. Rare. So I'm in this movie called Dead Man Walking, which is not a horror movie. It's a movie about the death penalty, and Susan Sarandon plays a nun, and Sean Penn plays a young man who's killed some innocent people and is on death row. That was my first big movie I ever did, like studio movie. I was still in high school. It was my senior year. I shot it during my spring break in Louisiana, and I showed up and I just was like, whoa. You know, it was a trip because I grew up like Sean Penn is Madonna's crazy ex-husband and all that stuff. And now I'm just staring at him like, hi, I'm your little brother in this movie. And the craziest thing is that I play one of his brothers and Jack Black plays his other brother. So, you know, I've known Jack since before he blew up, and you know, you just knew with Jack that like he was destined for all the stuff that he's done. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. Thank you for asking that. Appreciate it. I'm coming back in the second one too.
I once waited on Susan Sarandon on a Halloween night back in 2008 at the restaurant I used to work at. She was so sweet.
Oh, she's awesome.
She really is as kind as she appears to be there.
No, she's the coolest. And coincidentally, my mom that year moved from downtown to a little further uptown in New York City and ended up living in the building next to them. Her and Tim Robinson. Wow. There you go. Yep. Won't give you the address though, don't try.
Go ahead.
So, if it's cool, I'd like just a quick one and a second one. So how many pieces were on your face as Vicky, and how did they get, like, what did they do to your top lip? There's a lot of mouth articulation that's just really impressive. Both when Damien did the makeup and, you know, when Christian did the makeup as well. And then also a question about Stefan Carl Stevenson was a mentor, and what do you think you'd say to him if he could see all your success today? So kind of two things like those.
So I had one full prosthetic on my face and a neck prosthetic for the second one, because there was two looks for Vicky. It was the moment before the tub and then the moment after. And so the first set of makeup was just one prosthetic, 2 to 3 hours. The second set of makeup, which was face, prosthetic neck, prosthetic arms, legs, that was about 6 to 8 hours. The lip, God, the lips like transformed over the movies, but by the end, I would just have to shove the teeth up and my lip would just sit above it, like that. And that wasn't the worst of it. I think the worst was not seeing, probably, literally while we were filming. I was basically acting to walls and maybe like shoulders. But yeah, that was just the teeth that got shoved, and it had this little, I guess it was like the gum. They created a gum, and my lip would just sit right on top. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
As for Stefan, I was his understudy for 5 years with How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the musical. He was our Grinch, and those that don't know, he was Robbie Rotten on Lazy Town. Just an amazingly talented comedic actor, and I learned a lot from being his understudy for those 5 years. I felt like that was my master's class in clowning. And so, actually, when I got cast as Art, it was shortly after my last tour with Grinch. I called him up on the phone. I was like, dude, because we had always talked about how we love physical comedians and stuff like that, especially Mr. Bean, and we had both wanted to play a character like Mr. Bean. I'm like, dude, I finally got my chance to play like something like Mr. Bean, but like evil. He was like, oh, that's great. Very nice. He gave me a lot of tips and everything like that. And actually, he got to see Terrifier 1 when it first came out. And he was actually trying to get it put out in Iceland, because that's where he's from originally, and that's when the cancer really kicked in really hard on him, and so he wasn't able to really fulfill the promises he was trying to keep to me and stuff, because he really wanted to help me out there. But I have definitely, I've talked to his family and stuff like that over the years, and they're just thrilled with everything, because I put a dedication to him at the end of part 2, because I just wanted to give him respect and everything like that, because I thought that was a talent that was taken away from us way too soon, because he was an amazingly talented man, very kind man. And so, but I'm happy to see right now that his daughter Julia is following in his footsteps. She's an amazing little physical comedian herself, so I'm expecting good things out of her one day. So, but I think he'd be very happy with all this right now, and I would, if he was still around, I would be trying to get him somehow in Terrifier myself. I would be like, you got to be in here somehow. Be Art's dad or something like that. But, yeah, I miss him, but I like to think I'm doing him proud. I'm carrying the torch for him in my own weird way. So,
Thank you.
I got a quick one for Amelie. What's it like kind of growing up with this? Now your action figures, your Funko Pops, what's that feel like?
It's crazy. I definitely did not expect this to blow up like it did, and I love the fact that I have a Funko Pop. I've always wanted one. Like, I used to buy them as a kid, and like, it's crazy to think I used to buy them in the store, and now I have one of my own. It's insane.
You see your own face on the shelf.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is. I have a whole collection at home. I have like 3 of my own Funko Pops in my room. But yeah,
And now action figures coming out too.
I
and
know.
stuff.
I'm
It's very
so
cool.
excited. I think it's awesome. Like, I would have never thought that I had an action figure of myself. It's insane. But yeah, it was such a great process. Like, when I first did Terrifier 2, I did not know anything about the franchise. I hadn't seen the first movie. I hadn't seen anything. I kind of just did it because I wanted experience. And I'm so glad I did, because like, now I'm going to conventions all the time, and like, I never thought that like this would be my life afterwards. I was just 11 years old. I was in 5th grade. I was going from school to this and coming back with makeup still in my ears and stuff like that. But yeah, really crazy
Very
experience.
cool.
Yeah.
I have a follow-up question for you about that. What is it? How are you treated at school? Like, are they aware of this phenomenon?
They know not to fuck with her, I bet.
Like, are your bullies like, I'm sorry?
Yeah, a lot of them actually think it's a little weird. A lot of people.
It's because they're jealous.
I
I
don't
told
see.
you
I
this
don't
before.
believe that.
They're so
I don't
jealous.
think so. But yeah, half of my school knows about it, and then half doesn't. But the ones that do, I don't know. They like keep their distance. They look from afar. They don't really know. They don't really know what all of this is. But I post about it. They all follow me, and I mean, I've seen like conversations that people have had about me, like on Snapchat and stuff. So they're definitely talking about it, but I don't know. They think it's kind of weird. But
Jealous.
it's okay.
Yeah, I'm jealous. Go ahead.
I just want to start by saying thank you guys for making this franchise and like bringing the characters to life. I just wanted to ask if there was anything you've never really had a fan ask about, that like an experience or like a favorite filming moment or like a story that you wanted to share, kind of give you guys the floor there.
What can we disclose?
We've been asked a lot of questions.
I'm having to go through my Rolodex.
I know, I'm like,
David, how do you feel about some people online kind of sexualizing Art the Clown?
Oh, that's weird.
Have you seen some for Samantha's character too with Vicky?
Yeah.
oh yeah, there's some who love the glass scene.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
glass
try
creation
that.
scene. Yeah.
That was a weird scene to do.
Yeah, because I was staring at David the whole time.
Yeah.
And
And I'm just kind of like,
Well, I don't know why you
slowly
weren't
turn
there.
my
I would have had
brain.
such a better time if I was staring at you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll let you have that one.
Shame. Major shame.
I was like, this is, because it's like, we're like almost like brother and sister now. So it's just like, this is very awkward.
He literally, at one point, because Damien's like, I want it to be more real, so I was like, he's like, touch yours. I was like, okay, here we go. And David's looking, and you literally were like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I literally was, are you fucking kidding me, David?
I'm like, I'm sorry.
I was like, give me something.
I'm sorry. That was my giving me some. I'm gonna look over here. Oh, look, a cockroach. Hey, buddy, I've never been so happy to see a cockroach in my life. Here we are now.
Oh, man.
I was just glad for once didn't have to get naked in a movie, so I was like, yay.
Wait.
Wait, were you naked though?
Hold on. David,
Uh-oh.
I know you.
Oh, yeah.
You've been naked in movies?
Yeah.
Jesus
I
Christ.
know.
What?
1 and 2.
You got naked?
You didn't watch 1 and 2?
I saw 2.
Okay. The laundromat. You see my tush.
Oh, yeah, well, that's
Yeah, we
not-
did that in
no,
one
no,
take.
No, I'm sorry.
We did, oh, that was a fun
Tush.
night.
Tushes.
You're literally getting so red right now.
Wait, was I there?
No, you were not allowed on
No,
set.
you were that. We did that after you left.
But I was there. I was there on one. when
No,
you
that was
were-
like something in because like most of that scene, I'm just. It looks like I'm naked the whole entire time. And I was like, I am not going into this.
Would you have been
with a
happy if
child
I
in
was
the
there
room.
watching you?
I don't think anybody was happy.
Instead of a little girl, he just sees you.
Oh, well, we did that in one take though, because like the sun was starting to come out and people were starting to go to work, and this had a full, as you see in the movie, it's just a full plane of glass right there, so you can see everything. And so we're doing the shot, and someone just drives by and goes, "Ha ha!" I'm like, "Oh God!" And I had protective stuff on my front, and it fell off, and I'm like, "Oh God, no!"
You didn't have protective stuff on your front in one though.
Yeah, I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just the.
They had
it was a
did-
prosthetic. It was the.
Yeah, I had but I had a sock underneath, and it was bright white, and they had to. That's where they actually had to use some CG in part 1 because they had to edit that out because I didn't know. And Dame was like, "You should have brought a black sock and not a white sock." I'm like,
Wait, so you brought your own sock?
I brought my own sock. He just said, "Bring a sock." I brought a sock. I did not know.
This is how film budgeting works.
This is
Yeah,
indie
you're all getting
filmmaking, y'all. Indie filmmaking.
Yeah. So he's like, "Yikes." And so I come out and I'm like, "Hello." He's like, "Oh no." I'm like, "I know. I can't hide it all. Sorry."
I remember you're like, it's cold. It's really
Yeah.
cold right now.
Yeah, so I could hide it also. There you go. But yeah, that was our first night really working together too. So that was an interesting moment. It's like, "Hi, welcome to Terrifier. Here I am. Here are my boobs. Here I am."
Oh my god.
Well, at least that wasn't our first night working together in that scene.
Yeah,
So thank
no.
God. I'm like, oh Jesus, what am I doing with my
You're
life?
down in the fender
Yeah.
list with
Oh,
those guys.
and we also had the cops show up that night with in the laundromat, and it was like because I had done a take where I was walking in from outside and I'm covered in blood and everything like that. And we're sitting there, and I'm just sitting there with just the newspaper covering me up, and Damien's prepping me, and all of a sudden, whoop whoop, comes in, and I'm like, oh no. And Dave's like, "Dave, you gotta go fuck with the cops." I'm like, no. not like this. He's like, dude, you gotta do it. And I'm like, no. And then the cop gets out and there's this very attractive police officer. And I'm like, oh, of course. That's how and she just comes in. She's like, so I hear there was a clown covered in blood that walked in here. And I just like kind of leaned forward. I'm like, hi. Just trying to, because I got the newspaper over me. I'm like, hi. She's like, oh, sir, can you stand up? I'm like, oh, you don't want that. You do not want that. And then she's like, oh, I see why we were called. I'm like, yeah. Hi. He's like, hey, it must be from the movie. I'm like, yeah. Please go away. Please go away. This is already embarrassing enough. Yeah, that's my life.
So did you get a ticket?
No, that's the good thing, no ticket.
Question for you is, now you've got all these other celebrities from other horror make appearances. What was the one you just didn't expect to actually make an appearance?
Like in the movies?
Yes. Like just random, like, hey, we like to be part of it.
Oh my gosh, I mean, Clint was a big one for me, because I've seen Clint in movies my whole entire life, so that was epic.
Yeah.
That was very good. So that was cool. Yeah.
And there seems to be a lot of people asking to be in them now too. What's the weird ones you've seen about?
Oh, I know, like, Jericho was another one that was pretty wild. I mean, that was because I used to watch him wrestle back when I was in college every Monday night, and that was my roommate and I, we did that every single night. We watched Raw and stuff like that. And so that was like the night where we're having to kill him, and I'm mushing my hand into his face and smearing blood in his face. I'm like, this is so surreal.
I stuck my finger in his
Yeah.
Yeah, I grew up watching, everyone who's in the films, but I worked specifically with Chris Jericho and John. And John I watched as Bobby in Scary Movie, many other amazing roles of his.
Yeah.
And so masturbating to John was a dream of mine. Very easy to slip into that role. But also great.
Now you know how Anna Faris felt.
Yeah, they're just coming. They just keep coming. And then,
This makes me think of that scene in the Scary Movie with him.
yeah. And then also Chris Jericho. I grew up watching WWF before it was WWE. He's my brother's brother. Actually, my other brother is a lot older. And it didn't make the cut because we had to reshoot the scene at Terrifier 2 at the end. But he put me in a chokehold at one point, and I was just like so happy. And he was like, "Are you okay? Everything's good?" And I'm like, "Please just keep choking me."
That's what you were channeling for the masturbation scene then.
Yeah, exactly. I was imagining. I was having
Oh,
a psychic vision of the future.
No, it was me and me alone. Don't steal my thunder, please.
I've seen Rhea Ripley's been another one who's a big fan, wants to be a part of part 4.
Yeah, everybody's been tagging me constantly in that. I'm like, I know.
She just got a tattoo of her dog as our clown.
Oh yeah, it's so funny. It's just like everybody. I'm like, I have no control over any of that. I'm like, that's all Damien. So.
Hey, David, I have a question.
Uh-oh.
Have you? What was your reaction to seeing an Art the Clown tattoo for the first time?
That was pretty wild. I was at my very first convention I did, and it was before we even released on Netflix. And his name is the same as my last name too. So he comes up to me at the after party, like, "Dude, I just got your tattoo of your face on my arm," and I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
And it's like he had spent like 4 hours right there at the convention and got the tattoo. So that's the first time I had seen one in public.
That's really surreal because, I mean, listen, there's not a lot of people in the world that have a Clint Howard tattoo on their body. but, my God, I saw a guy that had the Ice Cream Man, the iconic shot of holding the David Naughton head on an ice cream cone, and he wanted to be the head on the ice cream cone. So the guy went to a lot of trouble to have this tattoo made. And to think that, he's gonna have to go to a lot of trouble to get me off his body. It's just one of those things as an actor, and I've been doing this for a long, long time. I've had a lot of weird experiences, but the idea that somebody actually has tattooed you on them is just,
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I don't even want my face on my body for the rest of my life.
And I've seen tattoos of Amelie and Sam too.
Yeah. It's
Not
pretty
John
wild.
for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, well,
Well, what kind of thing?
I have a scary movie tattooed on my body.
Yeah.
So,
There you go.
check it out. And I was the guy that got Clint's ice cream.
Yeah, yeah. Where
No,
is that
can't talk
tattoo?
about that. It's too hard to take out.
It's on the cone.
Small tattoo.
It was a mini cone.
Yeah, mini cone. Oh no. I'm sorry. Just don't lick it too much.
It was called
Oh,
that.
I'm sorry.
Had to go there. Sorry.
You can't take us anywhere. It's terrible.
Is it the left cheek or the right cheek?
I have a question. We watched I don't know. We watched the laundry scene, up to the laundry scene, and Clint had asked me. He's like, "What do you think they made the diarrhea out of?" I'm like, I didn't even know that was gonna be in there. I don't know until I went to the premiere and I saw it. My mom knew about it. She didn't even tell me.
Thanks, Mom.
Oh.
Thanks a lot, Mom.
Yeah, I
thanks,
know.
Mom.
It was like some random person's feet. Like, cause I did all the laundromat scenes,
Yeah.
but like it was just someone in socks, cause it's just like their knees and below, and I didn't know about it.
I
And
don't
then I
know.
was sitting there. I was
They
like,
use some
what?
kind of like liquid. They put some chunks or something that like put like black dye in it, and it
Probably
didn't
like
smell
cocoa
bad
or
at all.
something.
Yeah, it was like just basically water with
Wait,
black
whose
dye.
feet were those?
Probably someone in the art department.
Phil.
Yeah.
Phil's
That's
feet.
Phil's feet. Oh God.
The other guy in the red hat had a question.
What was your favorite movie out of the three?
Good question.
That's like choosing all your babies.
Your favorite children? You always got one though.
I mean, my favorite one, I think, just for me, just to make, was part 3. I had more fun in that. I was a lot more comfortable this time around. We weren't filming in like extremely cold environments this time as much, so that was kind of
What?
nice.
Where were you?
Much.
No.
I mean, like we were in a house and it had heat.
What house were you? Oh, that house.
That house, yeah,
Yeah, that one house that we
Yeah.
shot only in for a week.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But it had heat, so that was nice. It's nice having heat for us. Plus, I was a lot warmer in my Santa outfit too. It's like, yeah.
Not so much this weekend. Be warmer in the sand.
Yeah. That was hot.
We thank you for it though.
Oh, you're welcome. I probably you helped me lose some weight yesterday. So.
I thought I saw it. Oh, right over here.
Yeah, so Clint's been doing horror movies forever, and the rest of you guys have clearly done several. Well, I don't know about her.
Yeah.
Like,
Her?
why?
She has a name.
Yeah.
So I'm
No,
sorry.
Amelie.
Obviously, the youngest actor on the screen.
Her.
Your name is hard to pronounce. That's probably Amelie.
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 Which is a lovely name, by the way.
Thank you.
Great movie, by the way.
I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I need to
What are
see
you
it.
doing? You gotta
Oh,
see that
Amelie,
movie.
yeah.
You gotta see Amelie.
Okay.
Everybody
Anyway.
needs to see Amelie.
Yeah.
All right, but clearly you guys have and/or are making a career out of ideally, specifically horror movies. So why?
Why?
We're actors. We're actors.
No one else wants us. Okay.
Horror movies are wonderful, and obviously the fan base is superior. You know, you guys embrace what we do so well, and and that makes us feel good. But listen, I think all of us here consider ourselves actors. We would jump into a Western in a heartbeat.
Yes.
So it just so happens that, listen, you guys love this genre, and we happen to be people that are recognizable in it. But no, listen, actors, we would all love to play a lawyer. We'd all love to play a doctor. I'd have to play a goofy doctor. But no, anyway, so I don't know. I didn't mean to jump at that question. It's just, I consider myself, this is just one genre, comedy. I mean, listen, a lot of what David did in this Terrifier movie, and the one that I'm really familiar with is 3. It's funny. His activity as a performer is just friggin' funny, and then what Damien did was just layer it with this friggin' grotesque, bloody, insane friggin' thing. That's what Damien's vision was. But from a standpoint of humor. I mean, Fred, I probably laughed when I saw it in New York. I probably laughed a dozen times just on his behavior alone. So I call that comedic.
Yeah, that is my background is comedy.
Yeah.
That's all. Terrifier was the first thing I ever did with horror, and I never thought this would be what I would be doing a lot with my life. I always wanted to do like sitcoms and stuff like that, or voiceover work. I used to do a lot of voiceover work for animated children's shows. It was like, yeah, if you ever watched the second season of Super Wings, that used to be on the Sprout Network, I was basically all the animals that whole entire season. They would just call me up, David, we need a goat and a llama and an ostrich for this episode. I'm like, okay, I'll be there. I'll do whatever you want me to do. So I'll just, I'm like, here's money. I'm like, great.
Ironic, you were doing voiceover work, now you don't talk.
I know that's the real irony of all this is I'm known for being silent, but like my whole entire life, that's what I really wanted to do is voiceover work. I do over 200 voices and about 25 different dialects, and I'm just known for being silent.
How does it feel to beat the Joker at the box office?
That was wild. That was unexpected.
We kicked a studio movie's ass.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah. That
For real.
was holy
When
crap.
was the moment you realized that, and what were you thinking then?
I think it's when I finally, because I think a lot of other people are like, oh, we're gonna be Joker, I'm like, no, that's not, no. There's no way on earth we're gonna be Joker this weekend. And they're like, no, wait a minute. So I didn't believe it until I finally saw the final numbers. I was still like, no.
This newspaper.
Yeah, especially since the first one made like over $1 billion. So it was a record breaker.
Because that one was good.
Yeah.
Do you think that's really your
Steady.
I would hope not. I mean, because I would hope that would have no impact at all on me playing the character one day. You know, of course that is my dream role. So I'm like, because I did the I don't know if you've seen it. I did a short film called Joker's Wild, and that was just out of the blue. We just wanted to just do this, and we're like, let's just shoot this little thing and see if anything comes up from it. It's kind of like what Ryan Reynolds did with Deadpool. He shot a little short because he wanted to play the character, do it right after X-Men Origins or Wolverine Origins, whatever that was, and we're like, let's take that same approach and just show people what we can do with this character, or like something we can play around with. And so I'm hoping maybe one of these days Mr. Gunn will take notice and be like, hey, let's give this guy a shot. So I'm cheaper than Skarsgård, so.
I think we'll do one last one, then we gotta get to the photo ops here.
For Clint Howard, so like when you're like young, playing like Mark Wedlow and Gentle Giant, did you at that point think that you were going to play Ice Cream Man and eventually into Terrifier 3?
Oh yeah, I knew. My middle name is Nostradamus. So my childhood, I didn't know 2 weeks before I started working on Gentle Giant that I was going to be working with a bear. As the world turns, as actors, you just don't know. You just don't know. You're sitting at your house, and things have changed a little bit in the 21st century. But you're sitting in your house, you're waiting for the phone to ring. The phone doesn't ring, and then it rings, and you're off on some adventure. You're off to frigging Budapest, or you're off to Croatia, and it's just a phone call away. So that's one thing as actors. I mean, as a little kid, I had no idea. But as actors, we all need to stay prepared, because that phone could ring. We're a little bit like firemen. All of a sudden, out of the blue, a project comes up, and we're doing something completely different somewhere, completely different. So that's, it's one thing I've learned over the years, and I learned it from my mom and dad, is you gotta stay prepared.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that.
I think we're going to get him to the photo ops. Mr. Howard's leaving after the photo ops, so we wish him a safe trip.
Yeah.
Wonderful to see you again.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's take a picture though. Everybody stand up. Okay, now y'all go around here. We're gonna take a giant selfie, okay? Hang on, can we get one for Cat? Let's get one for Cat.
Oh. Hi. Not with anything glass, is it?
Cut it off. No,
Oh, no. I guess you've got to lean into
Just the
that.
tip.
I always,
whole
always.
concept.
You see me leaning into it.
Hi. No therapy, no therapy.
That was therapy.
Did
you wanna get it?
You guys go around here.
Good, cool.
Okay.
Face me, and I'll stand up on the chair. I'm gonna see if I can get the whole,
Where you gonna find you?
the whole
You
room.
guys wanna go in front of them, I can take it from right here.
Oh, awesome. What do we do? We get in front?
Yeah, you go in front of them. And I'll stand here.
You're just so random. It's just.
Oh, we're going there. Oh, nice. Go backside, yes.
Even if the first two rows wanna sit, it'd be great, cause then I can really get everything.
Yeah, we'll slow down.
Okay.
Okay, on the count of three, everybody put your hands up. 1, 2, 3.
All is fine. It probably looks better that way.
All right.
Thank you. Who directed that?
Yay.
Tim Robbins.
Oh, that was fun.